Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Amnesia Jelly Podcast. With me is Max Bardsley.
Whoop-de-woo. It's me, Max Bardsley, the man, the myth, the peasant.
He has been researching quite adamantly a conspiracy theory for us to all tune our ears into.
Solid 15 hours I've been committing to researching this bloody thing, so you best appreciate it.
So this is our first episode. We're in our special room.
We're in a special recording studio. It's a nice vibe here. We got Finch, our producer, here. He's not going to say anything. That's not his job. And yeah, it's a nice room, nice and cozy.
He's all the way on the other side of the room.
Yeah, the room is so tiny, our knees are actually all touching. It's quite nice. I like it.
It's a very intimate experience. We've had a bit of a hectic morning.
Yeah, we've been running back and forth to set up the audio equipment. But now we're ready, and this is not what you want to hear. What you want to hear is some mind-blowing conspiracies. So put on your tinfoil hats, people. Let's go and jump right into this. Sammy,
What are we doing this week?
Sammy, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah? You know Hitler?
I know of Hitler.
You know of Hitler, right? Yeah? You know how he died?
Yeah.
How do you think he died?
Well, he killed himself in a bunker.
That's where you're wrong, sir. No, he didn't. No, he did not. My fine gentleman, Hitler did not kill himself. In fact, what Hitler did was not kill himself and survive. But let's go into a bit of detail about what Hitler's about.
You got your notes there.
I've got my notes here. So, we're going to pick up. I want you to take yourself now to the end of the Second World War. Okay, so the Nazi Party's dissipating pretty much at this point very rapidly.
Everything's pretty fucked.
Everything's really fucked. Hitler is in his bunker and he knows he's fucked, right? 40 hours before this, he has just recently married his wife, Ava Braun, who he had been dating for 2 years prior to this.
Do you know why they call her Ava Braun?
She's got a big old arsehole.
Yeah.
That's why they call her Ava Braun. That's actually a fact.
So he got married to Ava Braun literally before he killed himself.
Yeah, like 40 hours before. They got married really quickly.
That's kind of cute.
It is, right? So it's so this is the official report of things: is they got married 40 hours before the fall of Berlin and whatever, and him and Ava. So Hitler
it's just like bombs dropping behind them.
Yeah, it's really fucking horrible. And Hitler's hiding out in a secret bunker. But he'd been seeing Ava for like 2 years before this. She's like an essential sort of part to Hitler as in terms of his life. She had like a lot of say. She took a lot of his famous pictures actually. A little nug of information there for you. But Hitler didn't want to leave his underground bunker, and Ava Braun wanted to spend her final moments with Hitler. So the official report is that Hitler gave out his final orders, and then I think it was like 45 minutes later, the officials outside, SS commanders and whatever, heard a huge gunshot. And Hitler and Ava Braun had killed themselves. Hitler
with one gunshot.
Well, no, yeah. So
Ava pressed their faces together.
Yeah, in the mouth. Ava.
I love you.
No. Ava took a cyanide pill, and Hitler bit the cyanide pill, but he obviously pussied out, and it like hurt, so he shot himself in the head.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, sad. But this is where it gets a little bit weird. All right, so. Officially, basically, what happened was they brought the bodies out. They were covered in a blanket, so they weren't really exposed to anyone. There's sort of one picture circulating around of Hitler, dead with the gunshot wound to his head.
Yeah.
But I'll mention that a bit later. Just file that. So they bring them out, but they don't show their bodies. They're covered by a blanket, and they actually set them alight. They set them on fire.
They just immediately burn them.
Yeah, they immediately burn them.
No one look at them.
No one looks at them. They just set them on fire. No one's sort of seen them. They're just left burning there. Bombs are falling on this area. They're throwing bodies progressively onto this sort of fire pit, and then they just bury. They just put
They did
shallow...
that with Osama bin Laden. They just threw his body straight in the sea.
Yeah,
didn't they?
see, it's like suspicious, right? It's weird.
It might be because when it's like a very hated person, they don't want people to go over and like piss on the body or like.
Yeah,
poke
I
it
mean,
and
this
stuff.
is the thing is so after this, now it's debated why, but like Stalin was like really uneasy about Hitler's death. Like,
He's
this
just
is
heartbroken.
He was like, oh, my Hitler. That's what he was like. I miss him. Maybe he is still alive. This whole story has been constructed by Stalin.
Stalin just wants it to be
It's
true.
actually his diary. Dear diary, I wish Hitler was still with me. He was a good guy.
Today I dreamt of Hitler.
Simply misunderstood.
He did nothing wrong. It's just misunderstood.
Hitler was just a misunderstood guy. But no, so
That is obviously a joke.
No, it's not. Come on, Sammy. You say that seriously outside the podcast.
Don't say
all the
that.
time.
Don't tell people.
Fun fact, Sammy's a neo-Nazi. It's the truth.
Well, the truth is that Hitler's my father. He
shit.
didn't die.
What, do you want us to cut it? Sorry. No. But
Our
no.
producer Finch is holding up a sign saying "Don't."
Yeah, our producer Finch is punching himself right now. Finch,
People probably think Finch don't exist. We just made him up.
No, he's right here. But he doesn't talk. He has chronic depression.
Oh.
So. Anyway, so Stalin was really uneasy about Hitler's death. So he actually twice sent like Russian SS agents to like re-dig up Hitler's corpse, bruv.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
But it's all burnt anyway. So what
This
does
is
it matter?
it. So it's irrecognizable. But
DNA.
So the idea is actually not DNA at this point. What they did was they checked Hitler's dental records, but that whole experiment was done by Hitler's doctors at the time, like German doctors. So I mean, it's easy to make that up. Like,
Right, so
make
they
it
digged
bullshit.
up the bodies, and did they match?
Yeah, so they matched the dental records, but that experiment was carried out by German doctors at the
So
time.
they could have lied.
Exactly is my point.
Who
Because
can you trust?
because this
Not
is,
dentists.
No, because this is where it gets weird. Okay, because so then they rebury him. But then Stalin's still not satisfied with this. Dear diary, I just want to be near him. No, but they unbury him again and take him to Russia. Take him and like a bunch of bodies to
Just
Russia.
imagine
that were
him in
burial.
like in a throne.
Yeah.
Like they
So
put his body on a throne.
actually, like, let me be more specific. In fact, they reburied him and gave him a proper burial.
Oh.
Which, very nice. Guy deserved it.
Oh my god.
But so Stalin's still unhappy with this, and so but I think that I've read a couple of reasons for why he potentially did this. Some people say that he just moved it because he didn't want it to become a shrine, or Russia didn't want it to become a shrine for like neo-Nazis.
But I thought Stalin liked Hitler.
I mean, I guess I don't know, but like, I mean, it's just like after the Second World War, obviously, like all the Holocaust stuff came out, and obviously that wasn't very good for anyone.
That wasn't very cool.
No, that wasn't very.
It's not very hip. It's
not very trendy,
cool.
Gosh, what? Not a cool guy.
So you're saying if Stalin and Hitler were in a relationship on Facebook, it would be complicated.
Definitely, yeah. But like, so they moved the body to Russia and they cremated it completely. So they completely incinerated it. Yeah, but there was a little skull fragment left over with the bullet hole in it, and the jaw as well, the bone of the jaw, which was previously tested on dental records. Okay.
Yeah.
And so Russia kept this and was like, this is the official.
So is there any reason that Stalin doesn't trust that it was actually Hitler? Is it just like a feeling, or is it because they burnt his body straight away, or is it because Stalin's
Well,
a
I'll
bit
get
crazy?
into that. I'll get into that as we go on, because like I'll get into it when I just sort of reveal what it's about.
So you'll get into it.
I'll get into it, man. Just stop fucking pressuring. I'm trying to create like a storyline here. I'm trying to build up
No, I'm on the edge of my seat. I am curious.
Fucking better be.
Oh.
Anyway, so the last things that were left over was this bone fragment of Hitler's skull and a jawline. And Russia basically claimed that this was definitively Hitler's stuff. And they're like, that's fine. And it was like set up at a museum, if I'm not mistaken, whatever. However, in 2009, I suppose something must have gone down, but basically they were talked into running a DNA test.
Oh, shit.
On the fucking bone fragments. This was in 2009, so this wasn't even that long ago.
So was this museum like the Museum of Great Jawlines?
Yeah, well, Hitler didn't even have that good of a jawline. What are you on about?
It's just like
Quagmire, Hitler.
Would you go and see Hitler's jawline in a museum?
What, jawbone, you mean?
Yeah, just go see his jawbone.
Probably go rub my dick on it.
You can rub your boner on his bone.
Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck you.
That's what you get, you piece of shit.
Anyway.
So yeah, this DNA test was ran on the bone fragments, and get this,
Yeah.
the bone fragments don't even belong to a male.
Oh, no.
They belong to a woman.
Is it brownie?
This is it. You would think it's Ava Brown, right?
Brownie cake.
However, Ava Brown didn't shoot herself. That was never
Oh,
documented.
shit.
So, and also it's worth noting that like loads of bodies were ditched in there, right?
Yeah.
So
How did they... So maybe Stalin just picked up the wrong body.
potentially, but what I reckon,
Who also got shot.
but none of the other
I mean,
bodies
it was
were.
World War II. A lot of people got shot.
That's true, but none of the other bodies were burnt
Oh.
to like a crisp. So these were the bodies that were said to be Hitler's, mate.
Oh, it's a bit dodge.
So there is actually no real solid evidence that Hitler killed himself.
Oh, my God. I'm awake.
Which open your eyes. Which means there can only have been one other solution. Hitler survived and went to Argentina.
Yeah!
That's the conspiracy. It's happening here.
But that was the intro.
That's the end. That's the end.
I'm done.
We're done. 15 hours of research. That's everything I got.
Stalin was a bit weird.
Yeah, that's right. So no,
I thought Stalin went away after World War II. I guess he stuck around a while.
no. The whole Russian communism thing went on for ages. America was in the Cold War with Russia until like the 80s.
Yeah.
Right, Finch?
He's shaking his head.
He didn't say
Yeah.
anything. Don't lie. He doesn't know. Bloody hell, you're meant to be our producer.
You're supposed to fact check this
Fuck
stuff.
you. And so I also like, you know, if you look at Hitler as an individual as well, so a lot of this now going forward is like researching this and going into it. I've been looking at it. It's like in the same way that there are UFO sightings, there's Hitler sightings. So like what I've done is like it's true. Like,
This is a known Hitler
Like-
hotspot. Denny's.
Argentina is a known Hitler hotspot, mate. That's where all the Hitler sightings happen. And
Maybe
like,
a lot of people just look like Hitler who live in Argentina.
it's a big style thing there.
Yeah.
They love Charlie Chaplin. It has nothing to do with the Nazi shit. No, so like I mean, you know, so yeah, I've put together a slight narrative best I could based off the witness statements that I've read about. I've got a couple. I've got some from FBI files as well, because like Hitler sightings were generally genuinely recorded by the FBI. Like the FBI were hearing about these. J. Edgar Hoover also like is another example of someone who took it very seriously. Live Hitler sightings. He documented all of them and read up on them, but they never investigated due to lack of proof.
Right.
Which is
We won't-
bullshit. My eyes are open.
We won't let that muddle into our podcast.
Proof?
Old lady Jenkins saw Hitler sipping on his soup in the diner.
All I'm going to say is there's no proof that he killed himself either. Now I've debunked it.
Okay, well,
been debunked.
you've debunked that he didn't kill himself.
Yeah. Also, it's worth noting. So there's a picture of Hitler after he killed himself. Right? It's a man.
Oh,
who
you're going
looks like
back to
Hitler.
that. Yeah.
But it's like really common for like dictators to have body doubles. Stalin had a body double. Saudi Arabian princes have always had body doubles. There's a whole movie.
Even I have a body double.
I've got a body double. And there's a whole movie about a man being a body double for a Saudi Arabian prince based off a true story. It's a good movie. I can't remember
seen
what it's
that
called.
movie.
Yeah, see, you know the one I'm
I think it's
talking
called
about. It had a name. It had a name.
The Body Double.
Freaky Fridays. So
The Prince from the East.
It was really common, and if you actually look at the picture, it does not look that much like Hitler. Like if you actually look at it, I don't think it does. It does.
You should have printed it off for me.
I should have,
given
but-
my objective
That's
feedback
true.
on whether that was Hitler's corpse.
Sorry, but I mean,
It's
I can show
okay.
you later. But
Yeah.
like, it's not really a huge thing to be part of the conspiracy. I'm just saying, like, you know, you could say, oh, there's this picture of him, but I'm like, well, there is a potential that they could switch that with a body double. So now, like, going further into this as well, like, if we take in Hitler as a character, like, I mean, I just don't feel like it's very plausible for him as a person to want to kill himself. Like, he was almost deified. People saw him as like a god. You know, he was an egomaniac, but not only that, recently married as well.
Oh, it's true.
Do you know what I mean? But
Do you
there's-
not think he got married because he knew that he was going to kill himself?
Why would you do that? Oh,
That's
I'm
what
gonna
they-
kill
That's
myself.
what they did in the movie Awake with Hayden Christensen.
No one's seen that movie. There's no point in referencing Awake with Hayden Christensen.
I'm sure one person listening. might
All
have
right.
heard- Oh, by the way, I
If-
do need to say as well. Anytime, send us an email, amnesiajelly@gmail.com.
If you've seen Awake
with Hayden Christensen.
email us at amnesiajelly@gmail.com.
Because he gets married right before he has complicated heart
Yeah, well,
surgery.
fucking email us if you've seen Awake.
If you think Hayden Christensen is related to Hitler, email in.
Yeah, send us a review and we'll read out your reviews at the beginning of the next episode.
We'll do an entire podcast on the way.
I thought Awake was a decent film. Well, who's the female in it? Doesn't matter.
Natalie Portman.
No.
That's Star Wars.
Natalie Portman. So it's all, Hitler was like an egomaniac. I just don't think it's necessarily entirely plausible that the guy actually killed himself. But there's one other person who's like really important in this whole narrative that I've picked up. Is this man named Martin Bormann.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Martin Bormann was Hitler's private secretary. And during the Second World War...
Wait, the guy secretary?
What?
You had a guy secretary?
Did I say guy secretary? I meant private secretary.
Oh, private.
Like, it was his personal secretary.
Yeah.
But, like, essentially, like, he was Hitler's, like, right-hand man, his most trusted ally. And, like, Martin Bormann's, like, not very commonly talked about in terms of the context of the Second World War, but he actually had, like, a huge effect on things. Because when Hitler started fighting overseas, Martin Bormann was responsible for all of the stuff happening in Germany at the time. So, actually, he had a key hand in, like, setting up the Jewish death camps and stuff like that. He actually passed the laws for those things to happen. He had a lot of power, and he had control over like the Nazi money as well. Martin Bormann's kind of the man who kind of recognized how to sell Nazism, how to like use Nazism as like a brand. Like,
right.
I mean, like one of the things that we can all agree on is like Nazis are probably some of the best looking in terms of like they had suits by Hugo Boss. Do you know what I mean? Like their costumes look sick.
Their costumes, yeah.
Yeah. The costumes.
Yeah.
Hi
guys!
Whoa, it's me!
Look at my costume!
Yeah, but like, so he was part of seeing it as a brand. One of the things he did was like he copyrighted Hitler's face.
Oh, cool.
So like anything that was sold with his face on it, then they made profit off.
You
so
get
he
a
was
call from Martin Bormann.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Do you have
one of
permission?
the things that I like is he had, do you know what his nickname was? This is something that really made me laugh.
What?
They used to call him the Brown Eminence.
Why does he like brown?
I don't know. Yeah, he was called the Brown Eminence. Literally the
Brown
colour
Eminence.
brown, which just makes me think
Why
of
is
like
he called that?
a shit stain.
Yeah, why is he called that? Oh no, it's the brown. Do you think he just always smells shit? No, but it's...
It was just like,
Oh man, what's that imminence of...
Martin Bowman. But he's really important because he was a really smart guy, and so basically, like, it to me, like, you would think that he's a sort of individual that would plan through for any possible outcome, and sort of after the Battle of Stalingrad, I think there was this vibe that the Nazism was falling apart anyway. Like, it's very plausible that he would have picked up on that as well and derived a plan.
The Bormann plan.
The Bormann plan, the Brown Eminence.
The brown...
On it again. Don't worry, Hitler. Let the Brown Eminence take care of this.
What you do is you let your wife take cyanide, and then you don't. Then you just let her die.
So, and one of the things is J. Edgar Hoover, I think, is one of the people who said that he was like almost certain that there was like a secret entrance in Hitler's bunker to help him escape. So the idea was that Hitler was going to go out and flee to Argentina. Why Argentina, you ask?
Why Argentina?
Well, I'll tell you why Argentina. During the Second World War, there's like a whole load of neutral countries. Like one of those is Switzerland, and Argentina was one of them as well. But Argentina had like the largest presence of Nazis in it. Argentina is the only other country with its own Nazi party at the time, apparently.
Is that just called Nazi Party as well?
I think it was just like called Argentina Nazi Party, yeah.
Do they still exist?
No, but their flag's like blue. It's like a blue Nazi swastika, yeah, and like a little gold thing around it. It's kind of cute. I mean, as far as a Nazi flag can be cute, yeah. No.
I mean, let's be honest, it's fucking horrific. We hate Nazis.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would never.
No one likes Nazis.
No one likes.
Not
a
even
Nazi.
if they had the world's cutest flag, we wouldn't like them still.
Even if their flag was just like a picture of Hello Kitty and like some 4-leaf clovers, and they handed out caramels to the children. Like, it's like, no, you still killed 6 million Jews. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't. A caramel doesn't fix that, my friend.
Yeah.
A caramel does not a good person make. Is all. I'll leave that. I'll leave it
That's
on
what
that.
Gandhi said. He did.
That's a classic Gandhi quote.
So so he went to Argentina.
He went to Argentina. So Argentina has a huge Nazi presence, and basically, after the Battle of Berlin, a lot of Nazi generals fled to Argentina with the help of like the Vatican and the Red Cross organization as well, who were like anti-Semitic.
Vatican were anti-Semitic.
Vatican were like, I think they took like a lot of money from the Nazis and stuff. But basically, in Italy, because there was a large Nazi presence in Italy, but there was a lot of combat, the Vatican actually gave a lot of these really horrible like war criminals Vatican passports so they could like escape to Argentina. I know it's really messed up, and there were a lot of companies doing that, and just like, I mean, the whole reason was because of Martin Bormann. Basically, he just saw like because the Nazis
he had connections.
The Nazis took in so much money. And Martin Bormann basically just made deals with fucking neutral countries, like, here, like, you can store all of our money and you obviously get a percent of that.
I feel like we need a Martin Bormann for our podcast.
What, you mean? Well, Finch is our Martin Bormann. He's the brown eminence.
We should just call him that now. The brown eminence. Or the red eminence, because his hair's red.
Because his hair's red. Do you like it, Finch? He likes it. He likes it. He didn't react, but he likes it. He's just in his producer role. Shit tons of Nazis all went to Argentina, and it was not till very long ago that there was a really horrible Nazi war criminal still living in Argentina, like, to this day, and there is still like a relatively like strangely large presence of Nazis.
Right. So
in Argentina
what has
today.
Hitler done in Argentina? So
basically,
what does he do there?
So basically, Hitler gets to Argentina. The reason. So one of the evidence that I found, which I thought was just kind of funny to talk about, I tried to piece it together based off of like this FBI document. Let me find it. Yeah, here. So this reporter like met this guy outside of a restaurant who was like, yeah, I helped Hitler get to Argentina, but everything was blocked out. So I tried to
everything was blocked out.
Like, yeah, it's FBI documents. They cross out all the important shit. But I pieced it together.
What's the point in having one?
Like names, I don't know. Like they just have to release it by law. But so I didn't get his name, so I named the FBI informant Giulio.
Okay.
Just for like namesake. So Giulio was in contact with
Agent Giulio.
Agent Giulio reporting for duty. Maybe we should call Finch Giulio.
No,
the brown eminence. The red eminence. Yeah, he likes it.
Yeah.
It's kind of punk.
Yeah.
And a bit Nazi.
Yeah.
So he met like this reporter in front of this, and he was in contact with J. Edgar Hoover. He basically said on the 2nd of May of 1945, 2 weeks after the fall of Berlin, 2 German submarines showed up on the coast of Argentina under the cover of nightfall. And the first sub apparently arrived at around 11 p.m. and upon that time a lot of doctors and men disembarked, and then 2 hours later the second sub arrived, and it was our main man Hitler and a bunch of women all arrived all together.
Bunch of women. Hitler and a bunch of women.
Hitler and his bitches.
This is our new world.
Yeah. Now we shall make a new life for ourselves, Siebenschlauben. You can feast upon my schnitzel for as long as you may wish.
My new name shall be Adam Hitler, and you're my Eves.
Yeah. You're my Eve Brown. So is
Eve Brown alive as well?
Yeah,
she came with him on the sub.
Yeah, Eva Brown came with him, but also there were rumors around this time that Hitler had a daughter.
Oh,
a daughter, and apparently
because officially Hitler hasn't had any children.
Officially, Hitler has not had any children, but there were rumors at the time, and I think they knew.
Why would Hitler hide a daughter?
I mean, I think if you're a dictator, it'd make an easy target, wouldn't it? If you had a daughter.
Yeah, but if you're a dictator, you're a target anyway. He was a target.
Yeah, he was a target.
He was like a dictator.
But why would you want to put your family at risk?
Well, I'm sure that someone would have.
I mean, Hitler was a cunt, but he did love people a bit, I think, sometimes. Like, he really
How
liked
old
dogs.
Is this said daughter supposed to be?
Well, young, new, 7.
New.
He's a new.
It's my new daughter.
It's my new daughter. It's my new daughter. Thank you, Finch. Finch just giving us a little memo
about Nazis.
And he just can't call us cunts.
He said, please, can you stop calling me a Nazi?
Please don't call me a nut. I love that Finch doesn't have a mic, so he can assign anything to him.
We can make him say anything we want.
So no, he had a young daughter basically, and essentially Martin Bormann is going to get him to come to Argentina so they can work on setting up the Fourth Reich.
Oh,
basically,
big
right?
Number 4.
The big.
So Bormann's come as well.
Bormann has not come. Bormann's working overseas, right? But
What's Bormann up
It's
to?
worth noting, Bormann has faked his death at this point himself.
Oh shit! How did Bormann officially die?
Or he disappears. I think they found his body in the 70s.
Right.
And yeah, he was just. I think they assumed he jumped off a bridge.
Right. So he actually faked his death.
But like, yeah, this is it because
he tried the old Hitler.
Yeah, so he got some. He just went back out into the business. So at this point, Hitler shows up to Argentina. He shaved his mustache off.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and basically the first place he goes is like, obviously there was a lot of rich people living in Argentina who were like Nazi supporters or affiliates to the Nazis, and they actually owned lots of land. And this first eyewitness statement is of a woman who worked on one of these estates.
Yeah.
And this is the first sort of witness statement that I managed to gather of like Hitler's sort of first arrival. But it's clear that he'd been there for a little while.
Yeah.
At least so the idea is he gets off at Argentina from these subs. They equip him and 50 other people up with horses, and they ride to the center of sort of Argentina, eventually arriving.
Quite romantic, isn't it?
A little bit.
It's just like Hitler and all these women emerging from a submarine, getting these wild horses.
It's a little bit
him
UFO
shaving off
alien.
his mustache.
It's a bit UFO alien kind of crazy cool. Like it's funny. It's just like the moment you kind of take like the aspect that this is Hitler. Like if you took that out of it, you'd be like, this guy's kind of cool, but he's a cunt.
Yeah.
Let's just keep that.
He should have died. Hopefully, he did die.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my eyes are open, Sam. I don't know
you
about
genuinely believe that Hitler is?
I don't know. I'm on the fence. I think he did. I think he potentially could have. I don't think it would have been too difficult.
So he's fleeing with all these horses.
So yeah, and then so he the first place he arrives is at this like family estate. And this is where he's there with a bunch of like a lot of Nazi generals. Martin Bormann's not here. He's working in terms of sort of basically working in firstly keeping Hitler protected, as well as sort of keeping the money going. Basically, all these neutral countries, there's so much money to manage, and that's what sort of Bormann's doing. And because Bormann was always actually much more secretive, he wasn't a public figure in the same way Hitler was. He was nowhere near as recognizable as like Hitler would be, even though he shaved his beard, you'd still recognize Hitler.
Shaved his mustache, and everyone no one recognizes
him. Who the fuck are you? You seem like a nerd. Please, Ziegenspausen.
He like tells someone he's Hitler, and they're like, "Oh, you're not."
Yeah, fuck off. But like, so allegedly at this time, so there's a witness statement around these times. There's a very consistent witness statement with one of his SS bodyguards, who was also one of his pilots, I believe. And the guy who wrote this, who wrote the book on it and like this documentary as well, he basically said that one of these witness statements, he got caught, and I believe it's the SS bodyguard. He got caught and taken for questioning, and he told them, like, "Oh yeah, like Hitler's still alive. I've been guarding him and shit. Like quite fucking chill about it." And they were like, "No man, you're crazy." So they send him to an insane asylum for like psychological testing. But turns out he's like sane, and like he gave another witness testimony in more detail.
In the second witness testimony, he also said, "Jesus is still alive too. I'm guarding him as well.
And I've got a dench ass 10-inch cock." And they're like, "What?" So he's like, "Yeah! You got any peanuts, oh Johnny Timbo?" And they're like, "Why are you saying these things?" You're like, "Whoa!"
Did you know I'm Hitler?
Yeah.
That was Hitler. That was him in disguise.
Have you seen my nipples recently? Because I sure haven't. They're like, this guy's really sane. Like,
they're like, "Oh my god, phone that guy in the documentary. We've got a witness."
That's Donald Trump, and now he's president, and everyone's really happy with it.
No one knows he used to be an SS officer.
Classic Trump. We're uncovering the truth here at the Amnesia Jelly Podcast. The president called. Yeah, sorry, where was I? Yeah, so
you're talking about.
So Hitler stays on this estate for a while, and he's just kind of living. He's like laying low, but there's like reports that he's kind of looking a bit depressed. Yeah, like apparently he looks really sad. Like given this bodyguard's report.
Poor Hitler.
Yeah, I know, poor guy. I mean, geez, why are you depressed, man? Everything was going so well. He's such a good guy. Still got, yeah, and so he's got his wife and his daughter.
His made-up daughter.
Sam. My eyes are open.
Okay. So he's got potentially a daughter. Do you know her name? Do you know
anything
about her?
I didn't get her name. No, I didn't find out her name, but just that he does. Oh, they did say her name, but I forgot to note it down. Sorry.
Oh, that's unprofessional.
But I know I'm a degenerate. What can I say? But like, is like not much, man. He's just laying low. He's got a lot of SS officers there. Martin Bormann's not there. He's running his money shit all around the place. And he's they're just making plans and discussing shit. But he's also I think they're taking a break, like his wife and stuff. Like he's just recently.
We were on a break.
Yeah, he's just like recently married as well. So I think
on his honeymoon.
Yeah, he's kind of enjoying his time in Argentina a bit and stuff. But like, so later on, he basically like they get word that he like kills himself he dies in a car accident. The women at this estate.
So he dies a second time.
Yeah, he dies a second time essentially, and it's basically like putting layers of protection upon himself. I reckon is what we're doing.
So he just kept faking his death.
Well, this was just the only second time that he faked his death. Because after
he's only done it twice.
No, but like later on you'll see there is one other layer of protection, but it's interesting. So yeah, they're like next we hear like he dies in a car accident. We don't see him again after that. So he stays around there for like I think about a year. He was there for a while.
What if Hitler did genuinely die in that car accident?
And the rest of it is
made up. But the bit about him going to Argentina's real. But he just died immediately after he got there. Just died in a car accident.
Oh fuck! I really fucked it.
Like this
The Fourth Reich was gonna fuck. I'm such an idiot.
It's just like this top amazing plan. Like, we've got the body double.
I've shaved my beard off.
Yeah. Oh fuck! I didn't reverse.
I've got my daughter. I've just married my wife. Fuck! I fucked it. He's like a petulant child. Ah! Why am I stupid?
Anyway, so he do you know about this car accident then?
There's no real details. It's all kind of shady.
A bunch of people said.
You know how it is. It's just like with
these Nazis.
Yeah, you know these fucking Nazis, mate. No, but you know like how it is. It's like when there is a cover up, people are just like, yeah, this happened, and like just don't even think about it, just accept it and move on. So that's the kind of vibe that's going on, isn't it?
Okay, yeah.
So after that, like, not too much is like actually heard from Hitler for a while. There's only a couple of Hitler sightings.
Hitler.
There's only like a handful of Hitler sightings.
Can I just say as well? I know Argentina is a fluent, like full country. But I'm just imagining it as a very small tropical Nazi island right now. Like the whole island is just filled with only Nazis. And it's just tropical like beach huts made of bamboo. And Hitler just walking around with a Hawaiian skirt.
Well, the thing is at this time, from what I've gathered, like the Argentinian president was like really fucked. Like the Nazis just had like a deep hand in his pocket.
Oh, no.
And he was like involved in some shady shit. Pedophilia, potentially, like stuff like that. I'll whisper.
Did someone say... pedophilia?
Did someone say BBC? Oh, edgy Joe. Oh.
Anyway.
So not much is like necessarily heard from him, but like the Nazi presence is there. Like it's right. Like more increasing as well. Like more Nazis are coming. So like at the time, I get an interview with the guy who wrote this book. He was like, what we gathered is at the time there was like 30,000 Nazis living in Argentina.
Oh my god!
But then he said like later on he was like, but actually now we're actually starting to believe that the number is actually at 100. That was like more than 100,000 Nazis at this point were like living in Argentina and sort of doing shit. So these are like the richest of the rich. Like the Argentinian residents aren't going to be as wealthy as the Nazis because basically Martin Bormann's expertly dispersed it all, but they get special privileges as well. So they're all living up in mansions and they're building up new institutions specifically for Nazis. Not only that, but like there's a whole bunch of like companies, affiliate like shell companies that Martin Bormann's sunk money into. So that everyone's making a profit, everyone's getting rich. But even like also the theories go that like the reason that Hitler wasn't chased down and these Nazis generally weren't massively chased down until like much later on, which I'll go into. But like the reason is because these fucking guys, these Nazis at the time during the Second World War, basically had a hand in everyone's fucking pocket. Like it's really fucked. Like companies that we like take for granted, like Ford was constructing vehicles for the Nazis during the Second World War. IBM like apparently fucking made counting machines for the fucking concentration camps, mate.
Oh my god!
Like yeah, this is
IBM,
the shit. Yeah,
more like idiots
being Nazis.
Mints.
Finch just fucking
Put his thumbs up and as if like that was podcast gold.
like we just made the best joke ever. So yeah, but these companies are fucking but everyone's making a profit. Even people in America are making a profit, and America's like a capitalist state. So if the companies are fucking running shit, then it's just like that's how it is. What a funny story is like near the end of the Second World War, a bunch of planes accidentally bombed Ford, like a Ford company in Germany, which was producing German vehicles. So that's a good thing to bomb if you're in the Second World War.
But it was an accident.
After the war, America had to pay millions of dollars to Ford for bombing that.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
I broke some of your Nazi cars.
Yeah, but basically that's one of the ideas, is that the reason these people weren't being hunted down is just because they had fucking money everywhere. They were providing so much cash for everyone. So the next time that people see the next witness testimony that I read about and I saw with my own eyes,
I've seen him.
no, I saw in the documentary as well, was Hitler turns up in a hospital, which was specifically like Nazi hospital, basically.
Where it's like you just take one thing and you put Nazi in front, and suddenly all the walls are stone and everyone's wearing capes.
Yeah, no, it's not like that. This is in Argentina, so it's nice and sunny, and also it's like a really luxurious place. These Nazis aren't like living like Dracula; they're living in luxury. These hospitals are like nearly hotels, basically. They're saying there's 50 workers there, 30 of which are guards.
Are they all Nazis or just guards?
Yeah, they're fucking like I think she said
the doctors they're Nazis.
some of them. She said the majority of people working there were Germans. This witness testimony said the majority of people working there were Germans, and she was basically tending to this German guy and this German officer who was also with Hitler on his estate as well. So he was discussing shit with him. But this is
after
a bit
he
later.
faked his death.
After he faked his death the second time, so he obviously knows it's all chill.
Yeah.
But basically, so she's tending to him, and like he's apparently quite nice, and then Hitler fucking shows up, and she says she like definitely knows it's Hitler because she'd seen him. She was a nurse during the Second World War for France, and she'd seen Hitler.
Oh, cool.
And so she fucking like recognized him immediately. And like the guy she was tending to fucking noticed her noticing. And after Hitler left, she was like really uncomfortable and shaking up. He fucking grabs her. He's like, if you tell anyone, like you will be in fucking trouble. Like the Gestapo are still around. Like the Gestapo is still there in Argentina. And then he fucking started touching her up. And she was like, oh God, it's so wrong, but so good. I love a bad boy. And he's like, yeah, how's about 6 million Jews, bad boy?
Oh no.
And she's like, yeah.
No. Oh well, you went there.
We were thinking.
Do you think there was ever a time when Hitler just like gets he just wants to go out and get a coffee in Argentina, so he's just sitting indoors having a little like cappuccino, and someone just goes, "Are you Hitler?" And he just kind of looks uncomfortable, and goes, "No."
or some guy just sits down and goes, has anyone told you look a lot like Hitler? And he's like, what? No,
I am not Hitler.
I never have this in my life. Stalin's writing him letters. Dear Hitler, I miss you every day. I have burnt your corpse so no one will know you are in Argentina. How is sunny Argentina, by the way? I am killing Russians still. Kiss, kiss. Your best pal, Stalin. Hitler's like,
Oh,
what a legend.
He's a cute guy.
Yeah.
My mustache is better though.
Who did? No, Stalin had a better mustache.
Yeah, I know,
than
but Hitler would say his is better.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So yeah.
And
you
then
said this nurse saw Hitler.
Yeah, and basically she observed again, like, you know, basically every observation, every witness testimony, basically progressively he's looking worse. Like he's looking older, he's looking thinner, like he's looking really gaunt. You know, this
I think
is
Hitler wishes he did actually kill himself.
probably.
Maybe this is the body double. Maybe Hitler killed himself and the body double pretended to be
guy's
Hitler.
Just like, for fuck's sake, I thought this would be fucking fun. This is just fucking tedious.
Yeah, it's not fun being Hitler.
Fuck, Eva Brown's not even good in bed. She's shit.
Literally.
I fucking hate Hitler's child. She's a piece of shit.
I don't even know her name.
Oh, fuck. And someone comes up and Ava's like, oh, hi, Liebchen. How are you? Fuck. I hate myself. So, yeah. And this is like a couple of years down the line. She's seen in the hospital.
So what round year is this now?
I think that we're going late 40s. Yeah.
Late 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Late 40s. I'm just looking. Yeah.
Yeah. I can confirm late 40s.
Here we go. Yeah, it is.
So is there any more like testimonies like this? I quite like them.
So
little stories where Hitler walks in and gives him a stare and walks away.
Yeah. All right, bye. Yeah, there's one more. So the other witness testimony that I read about was bloody this construction worker, and I imagine basically they never clarify what he was building, but it was like Nazi buildings basically, because Hitler basically came down this guy.
What is a Nazi building?
Well, it's a building that is going to give profit to the Nazis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's or a Dracula castle.
Yeah, that's what I imagine.
It's one or the other. There's no middle ground there. It's either like it's just a standard company or a Dracula castle.
It's like, so Hitler owned this coffee shop,
Yeah.
but it was a Nazi coffee shop.
Oh, yeah. Hitler had a boating resort, but it was a Nazi boating resort.
A fishing club.
Yeah, so we're sitting here in the recording studio. A Nazi recording studio.
Should have seen the signs.
The moment it's just red wallpaper. Oh, didn't see that coming.
The walls are bleeding.
The walls are bleeding.
So another one. Give us another story.
Yeah,
another
so
tidbit.
essentially, Hitler, he worked. This is in the 50s now, so he's on a working site, and at this point, Hitler's like really old. This is like the 50s, but obviously this is just really taking a toll on him. And he visited this building site about 5 or 6 times. This is where we actually find out like one of his kind of nicknames, I guess. But people used to call him like Mr. Wolf.
Oh.
Yeah, because
I thought Hitler would have a really shit like second
no,
name,
he's
but
like
Mr. Wolf is kind of cool.
And like he named a lot of his vehicles and stuff after wolves as well, because Adolf Hitler like is High German for like the Great Wolf. Basically. So yeah, they called him.
Oh, well, that's a shit cover name then, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it's me, Mr. Wolf.
Wait, isn't Hitler German for wolf? Shit!
But like he didn't really need to cover himself very much.
His death
He
again.
didn't need to cover himself very much because there's nothing he needs to identify for. Like he's just living there.
Yeah.
Like he can fucking do whatever the fuck he likes. This doesn't matter. So yeah, this guy he comes in a couple of times, and basically it's just Hitler fucking working on this building site and checking up on it.
Well, so he just had a like construction job. Like, he's actually
No,
working.
he's not constructing, but he's obviously overseeing elements of it or having like discussions about it.
I want
But
a jacuzzi.
it's at this point that Hitler's like a bit ill, like he's got a cough and stuff.
Oh no!
It's also worth noting that plot twist. Around this time, Hitler took like some like shrapnel to the chest and stuff as well, and so like he had some like.
Wait, he took shrapnel at this time?
Not at this time, like during the Second World War, and he's had like a bunch of botched surgery, so he's a bit fucked.
Oh right.
Like Hitler's body at this
So
point.
now
is,
I'm
like,
imagining
fucked.
like this Frankenstein.
Yeah, he is a bit. Like he's like no, he's not like that. I don't
I'm
think
the
he's that
wolf.
intense. But yeah, like he's fucked. He's really fucked. But now, so it's also worth noting that around a similar time as this, there's another guy on the playing field, and this is a guy like running a lot of the companies, and he starts sort of friendship with this Argentinian woman. This man's he's got a lot of witness statements for as well. He's had a lot of witness statements, and basically like he's running things internally with Argentina, so he's running a bunch of companies, he's going out a lot and stuff, but this woman's always reporting on how he's really courting her a lot. This is around the 50s times, and a big thing that he's got is he's running a diamond company and shit.
What's his name?
It's like Christian, I believe.
Christian Hayden Christensen from Awake.
Hayden Christensen from Awake.
You're looking at your notes there.
Yeah.
Trying to
I'm
find
just trying to find,
your Hayden Christensen note.
my Hayden Christensen note. It's something like Christian, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it doesn't matter.
We just call him Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, well, so basically, Hayden Christensen, he's running stuff in Argentina.
He's running a Nazi diamond business.
Nazi diamond business, and so he's really befriended this woman, and she's working as his secretary. He's like making a lot of moves to her, but this is like really just to give you an insight on like this just building Nazi like power going into Argentina.
Right.
And so it's a big thing that you got to notice is worth noting is he was running like a diamond company thing. So some more stuff is Hitler's now so the next thing is, after this whole building site stuff and things, Hitler's then moved on to the next witness testimony. Is he goes and lives for a while with another Argentinian like Nazi family.
Oh, they take him in.
Well, they don't take him in. He goes, "You're gonna have me," and they're like, "Yes!" They love him. They fucking love him. Yeah, and so the witness testimony is actually from this girl, and basically she said she worked for them, and she worked as like a maid, but she was like very good friends with them as well, and she like was really close to them, and they were Nazis. But at this time, Nazis was like a political party, like. At the time, that's just how it was seen. It wasn't really, and also this whole Holocaust stuff had yet to become truly and massively public.
Right. Okay.
Really, like it takes a while for that stuff to really blow up in a big way. So Hitler comes and stays with this family, and apparently they're really nice and accommodating. And this girl, she's very young, and she's like servicing Hitler. Not in a sexual way, but like cleaning his clothes, bringing him his food and stuff. And at this point, there's no report of him being with his family at this point, because his fucking wife and daughter have got tired of it. They've got tired of living in Argentina. And they fucking leave him to go somewhere else.
So how true do you think that he has a daughter?
Well, this is it. Like, I'll let you know, because like some of this continues on, so I'll tell you some more. And like, there's one other thing which is like, oh, this is interesting. But so his wife and his daughter
not having a good time.
No, he is not, man. This guy's alone. He's waiting for the Fourth Reich to start. No,
it's not starting.
Just slow. It's coming along real slowly.
This building's not going anywhere. He's been overseeing the
fucking
building.
Argentina. It's fucking hot
Just
here.
imagine Hitler with this builder's hat going in and just pointing at walls and stuff like, build that one extra strong. Like, not knowing what he's talking about, but he wants some power back. Like, that's why he went to that building site. Like, these guys are professionals. They know what they're doing.
Well, like, in a way, yeah, because basically what Hitler's doing pretty much is just like playing a waiting game. He's just playing a waiting game, and like I just don't think it was in his attitude or even his mentality to be a very with it father or a very with it husband. So he's just kind of fucking waiting to do something, and like to set
he's
up.
Getting more and more ill. And
he's getting more unwell. He's getting older, and basically she says like he just very rarely like leaves his room. Like he's just sat upstairs the whole time. He's just fucking looking out the window,
watching old World War
like
II documentaries, reminiscing.
Yeah, and like, but then this woman who runs the place, she's very homely. She like goes and chats to Hitler all the time. He's like a god to her. She fucking loves him. Yeah, she's like, he's like a hero. There's like a hero to her. They've got pictures of him up on their wall. They got like a Nazi flag in the home and stuff. They're really strong Nazis. And this girl just says like, he just fucking ate German food and like just fucking like just like he didn't interact with her very. That
proves it was Hitler.
Yeah,
I mean Hitler does eat German food.
He is German after all. And like he just put his clothes outside the door. She just wouldn't interact with him very much. So whilst this is happening, let's go over to the Argentinian president.
Wow. That was a nice transition.
Argentinian president desk. He's sitting there. He's chilling. A man walks in the door and he's like,
is it Hitler?
No.
Oh.
No, it's not.
Is it Bormann?
Well, it's actually Hayden Christensen.
Oh my God, from the Diamond Factory.
But wait, no it's not, it's Bormann. They're the same person.
Oh,
that's significant.
He's the brown
because this is the thing. So Martin Bormann goes in, he's got this diamond trade thing, right? He's fucking sleeping around, he's running all these companies. Basically, he's doing all the work right now. He's got complete control of the money. Hitler's just fucking waiting around. This is why Martin Bormann's important here. So he goes to the president of Argentina. And and this is a witness statement from the security guard of the Argentinian president. Basically,
he was in the room awkwardly.
He was in the room at this time. Yeah, no, because he was guarding the Argentinian president. And he just said, "I just happened to be there." But like. Again, it's like this whole Nazi presence thing wasn't massively a big deal.
So what happened?
So Martin Bormann comes and he's like, listen, man, like, I just want to make sure everything's going well and stuff. And like, just like, here's something for your time to protect fucking Hitler. And he gives him a little bag of diamonds. And the guy's like, oh, all right, yeah, that's fine.
Are these Nazi diamonds?
Yeah, these are fucking Nazi diamonds, mate.
No,
this fucking,
everything's Nazi.
This fucking Argentinian president's like half Nazi, mate. It's fucked. But basically, this is where it's coming to a boiling point now, because we're coming around to the time of like the 60s around this point. and maybe not. Maybe we're just still the mid 50s. Sorry, I'm really bad with numbers. But
I don't know where we are in time.
No, we're just.
But I do know that at
time.
one point, Hayden Christensen walked into a room and gave the Argentinian president some Nazi diamonds. That's significant.
One of the key things is we're on the brink of a coup now. Argentina's on the brink of like a revolution.
Oh no. They're going to drive them Nazis out.
This is the thing, because these people are being held under the boot, and this fucking president is really like, he's twisted. He's taking backhand deals all the time from Nazis, man.
It doesn't represent the real people. They would never take Nazi diamonds.
Yeah, not like Jeremy Corbyn. Corbyn represents the real people.
Corbyn wouldn't take any of Nazi diamonds.
If the Corbyn was the president of Argentina, none of this would have happened. I'm telling you, man. Corbyn would have just made it breezy. He'd have been like, "No, Hitler, I don't want you here, my man.
Get lost.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Go to Switzerland. That's the other place."
And the same thing would have happened in Switzerland.
That's
anyway.
Exactly right. So this fucking coup happens, and now like Nazis are being like fully hunted, right?
Oh no, Nazi hunters.
Yeah, like they're just hunting down Nazis, man. They're chasing them down. They're like, we're sick and tired of this. Like, this is done. And around this time as well, this is when like the Holocaust shit really comes out in a big way.
Did it really take that long?
It did. Like it just took a while for us to even start tackling it. Like it's quite a recent thing for us to be talking so honestly about like the Holocaust and the damage that it caused. But even in Argentina today, there are still like a lot of Holocaust deniers. Like it's a common thing there.
Really?
Yeah, and like it wasn't until fairly recently that they were even teaching the Holocaust at certain schools as well. So like there is still like remnants of it, as from some of the research I've gathered. Like
okay.
So this fucking coup happens though, and they're like, we're done. And Martin Bormann fucking comes down. It's also worth noting that like, Martin Bormann has had some surgery to change his appearance and shit. So he can be more secretly moving amongst people and shit.
Did Hitler not get surgery? Did they
No, Hitler just shaved his beard off.
That was it. That's all he needed.
He's too fucking lazy.
He just puts his hand in front of his mustache. Back in World War II, they're like, "Where's Hitler? Where did he go?"
He does this like, "Oh, there he is!" He puts his hand under his nose, like, "Shit,
it's Hitler.
We bloody found him." Nope. Oh,
where'd he go?
Like babies.
Yeah.
And anyway, so Martin Bormann fucking comes down, and he goes, "Listen, Hitler, like we've got to fucking hide you." So they fucking burn. Like that's it now. The idea of the Fourth Reich is fucked.
Oh.
Like they can't make it happen. It's like, but this is what Martin Bormann recognizes. But Hitler at this time is like kind of old and a bit deluded.
He's a bit stubborn.
He's stubborn. He's old fashioned. Martin Bormann basically goes, "We need to hide you." And he basically sets up Hitler in just like an off the map location, like completely nowhere, like another layer of protection.
Different planet.
And it's just fucking Hitler and a doctor and like this guy who's been like his serviceman for like all this time.
Where is this?
Like it's just a fucking little island separate from anything else. Like it's just
so this
like
is
with a
truly
house on
Nazi
it.
island now.
This is a Nazi island, man. Yeah, and basically, like apparently, like this is so now we go into the testimonies of like the doctor that looked after Hitler, and I don't think his serviceman had a testimony. It's just his doctor that was really detailed on it,
and we can trust him.
Yeah, it's a trustworthy source. My eyes are open, Sam. So get with the program.
Okay.
So the situation is now is basically the doctor talks about how fucking Hitler is just fucking dead inside. Like he is just so miserable.
They should give him a psychiatrist as well.
Well, potentially, but like at this point, Hitler's fucking like shaking. He's got like Parkinson's, so he tries to rediscover his passion for painting. He can't fucking paint.
Oh no!
And like he can't fucking paint for shit. He
breaks his only pair of glasses. They can't get any more because they're on an island. Can't read.
Martin Bormann visits us occasionally, but
it's like visiting his old grandma.
What you've got to realize is that basically the doctor goes on to say like it took Hitler a while, but he basically realized that Martin Bormann has totally like orchestrated this. Like he basically arranged it so that he kept Hitler off the map. He kept on going, "Oh, you're going to have your time to speak, mate. We're going to bring you back out. We're going to bring the Fourth Reich." But he didn't.
Martin Bormann out-Hitlered Hitler.
This is the thing, man. Martin Bormann's the real
Hayden
fucking
Christensen.
And basically, Martin Bormann was just like, the moment this shit happened, he was just like, we can't sell Nazism anymore. Nazism is dead. And Hitler held on to that, and he's just like, I'm just going to fucking use all this Nazi money for my personal gain, and I'm going to become really fucking successful. And I'm going to fucking make sure that... And he basically cuts Hitler off, and he cuts Hitler off financially. The only money Hitler now gets is with that woman. You know, when I said Hitler was staying with that Nazi family?
Yeah.
She's sending him money, and they talk on the phone.
Oh.
And Hitler's basically on his own on this island.
I don't feel sorry for him.
No, his family is sick of him. And like the doctor basically...
I really hope this is true.
Yeah, I know. This is it. And the doctor says like basically Hitler, he can hear Hitler fucking like crying at night.
Oh my God.
Like this is genuine important.
Oh my God.
Hitler's like sitting in his room like crying at night, and he can't have like... He has like PTSD symptoms where he has like fucking flashbacks and can't sleep fucking properly.
Oh my
And like
God.
they have to fucking... And then he fucking breaks out into seizures and he doesn't know why, and Hitler keeps fucking breaking out into seizures. The fucker can't paint and he's just fucking dead inside. Martin Bormann's just fucking... Martin Bormann's rolling in it, but he was responsible for Jewish death camps and he ran that shit. So it's not a fucking win at the same time.
Yeah, I guess
I mean, Hitler fucking deserves this shit. And I guess this is worse than him having killed himself in a way, right?
In a way, because he had that hope.
Yeah, exactly.
And
But also that he was around long enough to be just stabbed in the back.
Yeah.
By like his mates.
He got out Hitlered by Hitler.
He got out Hitlered by Hitler, by the Brown Eminence.
Yeah, but the Brown Eminence. The Brown Eminence would get you.
The Brown Eminence strikes again! Boy!
You know when
I cover you in brown.
When Bormann said that to him, and then he got on the boat back, I reckon he was just so fucking smug on that boat
Well,
ride
this
back.
is it. No, this is it. It's like apparently like Martin Bormann fucking visited him, and this was reported as well. Like he just fucking like filled Hitler with lies. He was like, "Don't worry, man, we're still working on getting it there. Like you'll have your time to speak." And then he like went to his private assistant, who apparently, according to Zoe, is also just fucking done. Like he's just fucking dead inside.
Yeah.
He's committed his time serving Hitler, and it's been for nothing. And the guy's gone fucking
Just
crazy.
been for Bormann.
Yeah, it's just been for Bormann's success. And like apparently like he goes to Hitler's assistant, he's just like, listen, like don't let him question things, like he just can't handle it, like, you know, one day he'll speak. And then the doctor's like, yeah, but we all fucking knew he was just a lie and Hitler's just gonna fucking die here. And then basically Bormann goes, never sees Hitler again, disaffiliates himself with the Nazis, redistributes the Nazi
Why
wealth
didn't
to be
Hitler try
successful
and
for himself.
escape the island?
What can he do, man? He's got very little financial stuff.
If Bormann can get surgery...
No, it's because Bormann's got control of all the money. Hitler doesn't, and he has no supporters anymore.
He's got no support, not even one.
He does, but it's just like if he fucking came out now with no money, he'd just get to...
Do you know what?
He would have gotten taken to prison.
I think if Hitler was positive and he was happy and he had his energy, like he was in Argentina and he was like the sharp Hitler we all know...
and love,
then the second he would have smelt Bormann's betrayal a mile off, and he would have planned for it, and he would have been like, no, I'm fucking in charge, and he would have got Bormann back. But because Hitler was all depressed and shit and waiting about and all old and a bit ill, he was just like this meek little animal who was easy to take advantage of.
Oh, okay. It's me, the frail wolf. Yeah.
So wait, Martin Bormann did fake his death, like that's proven.
Martin Bormann faked his... Well, they say Martin Bormann's... And then this is it. I think they found Martin Bormann's body in like 1972.
Right. And that's definitely confirmed to be Bormann's body. I didn't like... And he definitely got plastic surgery. This is kind of interesting. Martin Bormann's an interesting character.
Well, the thing is, it's just fucking so many Nazis fled to Argentina. It's just like, why is it so implausible that Hitler didn't? Do you know what I mean? Because if we're talking, even if we go into the minimum, there was just still a really large Nazi president in Argentina.
So is there more to this tale? Is there what happens after
So basically, Hitler fucking, he's living on this island, and then he fucking just collapses and has a heart attack, and there's just not much he can do. He like stops eating and stops drinking water. Like
So
he basically just
kills
lets himself die. Yeah,
for real.
And he fucking falls onto the he's in the hospital bed. His wife and daughter come and visit him as he dies, and then I've literally got it written down here. It's like 1972. It's 1972 on the 13th of February, Hitler dies.
So when did Bormann
1962 on the 13th of February.
So he died in the 60s. Hitler died in 62. How old was he?
I How old would he have been? He was like in his. He was old. Like,
Do you know what year he was born?
He would have been in his 70s or 80s by then.
Oh.
Yeah, because he was. If I'm not mistaken, he was like in the 40s. So 70, because he was about 50 at the end of Berlin. He was like 52.
Right.
So yeah, about in his 70s.
And then
that time.
Bormann died 10 years later.
Yeah, potentially.
What did he do?
So Bormann
Do you know what Bormann
fucking
did?
redistributed
Still
wealth.
ran
Just
the
like
money.
shit tons of Nazi money has just gone into countries. I mean, Switzerland's pretty much ran on Nazi money, but there's a couple more bits to this. There's one other witness statement that in 2008, this woman came forward and she's like a lawyer, and she said like a woman came in to her office. And basically, she was being like beaten by her husband, and she had a problem with false documents and wanted to get out of Argentina, but she didn't have her real documents. And essentially, she had this black eye. She was very fair skinned and like quite beautiful looking, but basically, like she was like, "Oh yeah, my last name is Hitler." And it's
Hitler's
like
daughter.
basically it's the idea that that's Hitler's daughter, and yeah, and then a couple of other things is a lot of Argentinian reporters. So there's a lot of Argentinian books on this as well. Like the resources that I got were quite limited just because I'm English, but in Argentina there's actually a lot on this in terms of Hitler's survival, but just the Nazi presence in Argentina completely. It's like a whole thing, and they're very hard to get hold of. They haven't been translated basically. So yeah, there was something else I wanted to say, but I forgot it.
Well,
Shit. But yeah.
So when you tell people, oh, Hitler didn't actually kill himself, he escaped Argentina, you imagine this like fucking great life that Hitler lived. But actually he was out Hitlered.
Yeah, I mean the thing
he spent his last.
I think if you want to take a moral from this conspiracy, if you want, is don't let traditionalism overcome logic. Martin Bormann kept a straight head on him, and he realised, there's no point in holding on to these old-fashioned beliefs, and he made a profit. What did Hitler do? Fucking died on an island on his own, not even being able to do his true passion, painting.
He didn't evolve.
He didn't fucking evolve.
He stayed the same person. So if you want to email us and tell us what you think, again, it's amnesiajelly@gmail.com. We would love to hear your emails.
Thank you for listening, and Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler.